So I'm walking back to my car with all of my groceries, and the total is... So we are on our way to Erewhon to spend my whole paycheck. Yeah, let's head over there. So a little bit about Erewhon as I drive over there. The store started in 1966 in Boston, Massachusetts, and later came out west in 1969. But 2011 is when Erewhon, as we know it today, started to form when the company was bought out by the Antochis. Since then, the company has grown exponentially and became the celebrity sighting hotspot that we know today, opening locations across Los Angeles. The store is often mocked for their high prices, boasting $40 garlic, $12 bottles of water, and $20 strawberries. So I do meal plan every week for the most part. So I did make a plan for this week, and I didn't really pick more expensive meals. I use an app called Mealime, and you can like sort by how much you want to spend per portion. And the portions are pretty big, so like you can get a pretty good bang for your buck with the app. But these are the recipes I picked for this week. So nothing like too expensive, just kind of run-of-the-mill basic foods. I do spend a lot of money, unfortunately, eating out, whether that's getting lunch with my coworkers at the office or going out to see friends. So I feel like a bulk of my food budget and more is spent on eating out. So that's kind of how my food budget's divided. But yeah. Okay, so I just pulled up. We're not getting anything too expensive. I think the most expensive thing that I will be purchasing today is probably produce. But I am a sucker for fun beverages, so we'll see. I'll try to limit myself here. So the Erewhon location I went to was the Studio City location, which is one of their newer locations. Everything about the store was beautiful. All the shelves were really clean. The produce looked wonderful. And there was nothing like really wrong with the store per se. Since I have been to this location a couple of times before, I kind of had an idea of where everything was, but I did struggle to find some items since there are no overhead markers above the aisles, and to me, the store isn't laid out intuitively. Also, I found that the aisles were pretty tall and skinny, which made it hard for people to pass through, and also made me feel a little bit claustrophobic at some points. There were also a couple of things on my list that I wasn't able to find, but I was easily able to find substitutes for them, and I definitely could have asked an associate to help me locate these items, but I just didn't. Overall, I was super excited about my finds, and I left feeling excited to try out all of my Erewhon goods. So I just finished my grocery haul, and my total was $142.68. I didn't get really anything that I didn't need except for prosciutto and a jar of matzo ball soup that was $15. So I did pretty well. Definitely I got some Parmesan cheese. I think that was like the overall most expensive compared to other grocery stores. I got 0.3 pounds of Parmesan cheese, and the price per pound is $40, $39.99, and I spent $13.60 on that. And usually I'm pretty picky about my Parmesan cheese, so I do get from Whole Foods, but it's never that much money. It's usually around like the 6 to 9, but it's like the ones you have to shred yourself. Oh, and then I also got 2 like bath salt soak packets that were $4 each. But everything else I got was needed for these week's meals. It's definitely not something I will be doing again, and I did feel really out of place shopping somewhere that was so much more expensive than what I usually spend on food. My usual food budget, or like grocery spend, is around like $70 to $90 at max, and that usually lasts me around like a week and a half, 2 weeks. So
That's kind of like the normal for me, so this was about double of my lower end. I definitely thought I was going to hit the 200 mark, but I did tend to buy cheaper brands or like cheaper products if there was an option available. Like there was a couple cans of diced tomatoes, and I got the ones that were the cheapest compared to whatever else was on the shelf. Not everything was super outrageously priced. Like I do think Erewhon's hot food bar is really good. I didn't get any this time, but that's usually what I go to this grocery store for. Or like quick snacks or coffee is good there. But overall, I think that the customer service, they were really, really nice. And they do have a good selection of specialty foods. But I would not shop here again for a full grocery haul unless I'm like a fucking billionaire. Also, you have to pay to park here, which kind of sucks.
So this is everything I got from Erewhon. I feel like it was 50% produce, 50% not produce, maybe 40-60. Everything looked really fresh, and then when I noticed when I was cooking, the lemon was really juicy, the kale was really crisp, so I feel like all of the ingredients were high quality. And then for the one pre-prepared meal that I got, which was the soup, it was really yummy, and the matzo balls in it weren't soggy or anything, and it held its flavor really well. So I was very excited about that find. So it's about a week later after my initial shop, and overall I was really happy with all the ingredients. Everything I made tasted really good, and everything stayed fresh for a long time. Like I definitely think I could have made them last longer before cooking them, some of the ingredients. But despite all of that, the price point is just too high for me to continue shopping at Erewhon regularly. But I will say I still like it for little snacks and to-go items. I think they have a good selection of hot food bar items. But thanks for watching, and make sure to like and subscribe down below, and I'll see you next time.